Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I know I'm a little late with the Clan Selection 2 reveals, but I still want to do it because I was a little bit busy. But now that I actually have the time, let's start up with Battle Sister Fromage, who is a grade 3, Protect for its Force Gift, 12k power. And this card back then was released back then in the Limit Break era, and back then it really wasn't all that good. I think it's a little bit better now, so far. So for the skill, during your turn, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, all of your units with Battle Sister in their card names get 5,000 power. So now we actually have a way to build a Battle Sister deck, because we actually do have Battle Sister units that were released way before this guy. Well, this girl, sorry. And be able to get a 5k to boost will actually make certain cards like Macaron hit for a 24k by herself and use her skill, which is not really all that bad, so good. The next part for its skill would read auto, Vanguard, or Rearguard when placed, cost Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1, and draw a card. If you have a Vanguard with Battle Sister in its card name, draw a card. So if you use Protect 1, which replaces itself, so you don't go minus, you get to draw another card. I mean, you get to draw one card. Then if you have a Battle Sister within its name, draw 1. That's effectively a +2. Not only that, you can actually use this on a rear guard circle, so you can just keep drawing cards. That's really good, not bad. And the last part of the skill, Act Vanguard. Once per turn, discard a card from your hand. So you just get rid of the extra card that you drew with the second part of the skill. Look at the same number of cards from the top of your deck as the number of your units with Battle Sister in their different card names. And put each card you looked on the top of your deck or the bottom of your deck in any order. I like this. It's really good. Not bad. It kind of reminds me of Messianic Lord Blast, which says, you know, Battle Sister with their different card names. Similar to him. But the fact that you, depending on how many Battle Sisters you have, you can look at that many top of the cards. That pretty much means that you can actually set up your damage checks for the next turn. And it does say unit, so it actually does, well, include itself. So you can have Fromage, Macaron, Chouquette, and some of the other Battle Sisters that I can't really name right now. I mean, like Cascada, and there's a grade 1 Battle Sister, because she's going to be important, because the grade 1, I believe, puts herself into the soul, and then you get to add another 10k to your trigger checks. So that actually does help out with a little bit of the soul blast issue, but overall this is actually good. Not bad at all. It just depends on how many Battle Sisters you have in different card names. That might be somewhat of an issue. Now moving on, we have Dauntless Drive Dragon, which back then was a break ride, and it more or less does the same thing. So for his skills, Auto Vanguard. At the end of the battle, your drive check reveals 2 or more normal units. One of your front row rear guard gets 10,000 power until the end of the turn. So regardless of what you drive check, you kind of get something. Minus a trigger. If you get a trigger, then, well, you just do the trigger stuff like you usually do during your drive checks. And if you get, like, well, like I said, 2 normal units at the end of your battle, get a power up. Not bad. Auto, once per turn. At the end of the battle, it attacked. If your hand has 4 or more cards, that's important. Cost, discard 3 cards from your hand and stand this unit. Pretty much the same exact thing that it did, almost the same exact thing that it did before in the OG days. So if you go first, you can just pretty much get a reskin. It's better than the original Dragonic Overlord. You don't have to hit or anything. Not bad. Now, the best thing about it is, when rode upon, choose one of your vanguards, and it gets all of this card's auto abilities other than this ability until the end of the turn, the one that we're reading right now. So this is a godsend because you cannot mix this with Dragonic Overlord, the cross. Because Dragonic Overlord pretty much requires the cards in your hand at 0. This card needs 4 or more cards, which is good because it actually gives it more deck building options depending on what you're going for other than the cross. You can still use this with the end. I don't think it's the most optimal thing to do, but you can still do that. You can use Dragonic Waterfall, you can use Dragonic Overlord the Great, and the thing that a lot of people want to do, they want to use what's his name? The one with the vision token. Dragonic Blade Master. Have you attack with a vision token, then get a restand. Those type of shenanigans is pretty good. Overall, I like both of these cards. I think that even going into the future, that Dauntless could be teched into more builds. I also like the fact that it doesn't cost any counterblast. The only cost that you're paying is pretty much your hand. And depending on what you get with your drive checks, you're not really missing so much of a loss if you just get 2 normal units. I mean, you still got a power up. You still would want to prefer the trigger, but at least you still get something. So, honestly, these are good. A good way to start off the the clan selection. Tell me what you think in the bottom. Like, subscribe, and share with your friends, and I'll talk to you guys later.